I don't know about you, but when I think horror game, I think Outlast. Outlast is a game that you could describe in many ways. Terrifying, claustrophobic, intense, unrelenting. But if I could describe in one word what makes this game so damn perfect.
Oh my God, and a very easy, badass seal.
That word would have to be psychotic. So for a very quick summary of what Outlast is, for those that somehow don't know of this masterpiece, Outlast is a game where you, miles upshore, have been dropped into Mount Massive Battle Royale and have to try get out by any means necessary. Along the way, you'll encounter such beautiful creatures, such as nanomachines, your mother. Oh, and how can I forget, for all my speedrunners out there, the twins. Fucking hate the twins. Anyway, with all that out the way, dear viewer, we can get into why we're here today. The levels, or to be more precise, the 8 different sections of the game you play through as you go through your journey in Mount Massive. Each of these sections are completely different from one another, with different characters, environments, and ways to play in them. So, without further ado, let's get into number 8 on our list today. Remember how I said how I hate the twins? Well, the prison block is where you meet these two assholes. But before I get into why I hate the prison block so much, I will go with a few good points. The scene just before the showers where Chris rips off a guy's head as you go in to collect the key card is probably one of the most badass scenes in a horror game I've ever seen. So it gets that. Okay guys, that's literally everything good about the prison block. Now let's get into why it's the worst area in Outlast, by far. One of the main things that holds the prison block back, in my opinion, is that it tries too hard to focus on the background instead of what's actually happening to you in the game. So what ends up happening is a lot of the section is just watching things happen instead of doing anything interesting or running from anyone that's worth anything in the game, to be totally honest. I think the biggest offender of what I'm talking about is just after the section with Chris in the dark, you spend 2-3 minutes just climbing. The game isn't made for it, and nothing of real interest happens throughout any of that section. There'll be that one commenter that's like, "Oh, you see the ball rider for a split second before the search." Shut up! That's not content. Shut up! Anyway, we're at the part that I've been waiting this whole video to get into, and that is why the twins are absolutely trash. Let's start with how they fail miserably to do anything correctly. In the lore, some lore details, right? They're meant to be like psychically linked twins. They had experiments done on them. Do you know how that translates to in gameplay? They are the slowest, most stupid enemies in the game. They don't even do anything when you're in front of them. They'll walk past you like NPCs. They are literally from Ohio. And to top it off, they're the only enemy besides the wall rider who claps Chris in normal mode to one-shot you. So when you're going through the showers to do the skip, you have to go through the window early. If you do it wrong, which I do it wrong every single damn time, they kill you. So, do you know what that means? 10 minutes is just gone because the twins are shit. I've been wanting to rant about that for a while, alright? Okay, so we can relax now, because the prison block is the only part of the game I actively dislike. The rest are just okay to absolutely amazing. So, smooth sailing from here, boys. Smooth sailing. Anywho, number 7 on our list goes to the courtyard. So basically, the courtyard is just really chill. There's one little go with the wall rider. You see Chris near the end of it, but you just mug him off. It's pretty chill. You can take a break, take a breather. You speed running, you just run through it. It's super chill. What can I say? It's not scary. It's kind of scary on your first playthrough, I get. But you know what? I appreciate the fact that this horror game has a breather, a nice section to just let you digest and then get scared the fuck out of later. Okay, so number 6 is the... Oh shit! It's the feds! Quickly, come with me! I know where we can hide. Alright, we should be safe here for a little while. Anyway, number 6 is the sewers. Probably one of the best parts of the sewers, in my opinion, is just how claustrophobic it is. You never really feel like you have any space to yourself. With Chris constantly chasing you around, you just always feel hunted. Bonus points goes to the part where you're in the water jumping towards a staircase that leads to a ladder and Chris is in the water with you. Because you're slowed down, it's one of the scariest parts of the game when you're first playthrough, in my opinion. So you may ask, why is the sewers at number 6 if you're saying it's so good? Well, my friend, that is because it's just a bit too short in my opinion. Once it starts getting really good with the water section I just mentioned, it's over. You're in the male ward. So that's why it's at number 6, I'm afraid. Unlike the last 3 entries on this list, these next 5 are actually pretty close to each other in terms of quality, making it fairly harder for me to rank them. After sitting down and really thinking about it for a little while, number 5 on our list is Administration Block 2, Electric Boogaloo. Now, the thing about the sequel to Administration Block 1 is that it doesn't really improve on the original in my opinion, but it does change a few things to make it pretty good. Instead of using the more open-ended layout of the administration block to introduce you to the game and set up suspense, it instead uses it as more of a maze kind of gimmick, where you need to open the doors around the asylum to find where you need to go, eventually trying to find a door which leads to a window while Chris is chasing you. Another important part of the Administration Block 2 Electric Boogaloo is that you go to the theatre section to find a key to the 3rd floor of the administration block, and while in there, you get some important lore reveals about the Wall Rider and some of the experiments that have been going on inside Mount Massive, which, you know, is pretty juicy stuff to the game, so gotta mention it here. And it pains me to say it, but Father Martin, bless his soul, passes away in this chapter for his religion. It still upsets me. I remember it like it was yesterday. I miss him so much. Pitch black darkness. I know some of you aren't a fan of that. Well, Outlast has got you covered with the female ward.
Woman, you're way too close!
So, for this specific section of this video, my cousin, Top Friction, has graciously decided to make time in his very busy schedule to help talk about the women's ward on today's Women's Ward podcast.
For the last time, I want my sandwich. Oh, gracious tidings, Pasty. Thank you for having me on today's podcast, The Woman's Ward.
Absolutely no issue, Friction. Just gonna leave you on the Women's Ward podcast while I go buy my 69th supercar, the Bugatti Freewheeler shitbox. See you in a minute, mate.
Absolute stunner of a car bottom, G. Okay, viewers, in my personal experience with the female ward, I believe that the darkness-themed chase scene set within the start of the section really perpetuates the experience. Seasoned in with you losing the camera and having to navigate a handcrafted masterpiece of a freaking section, it elevates this bloody gem of a section into number 4 on the list. Oh, is that the bottom G in his shit freewheeler? Must be making my perpetuous move in haste. Make sure to check out my podcast, FGC-Friction, and YC, go subscribe or you're stupid.
Well, that car was fucking shit. I'm gonna go get a new one. For regular Outlast players, you'll know this section as the piss break. For those who don't know,
You didn't have to cut me off. Like I could never know we were nothing. I don't even need your love, but you treat me like a stranger, and I feel so low. You didn't have to stop so long. Had to find collector, change your number. I said I don't need that gold. Now you're just somebody that I used to know. Now you're just somebody that I used to know. Now you're just somebody that I used to know.
okay, but the cutscene's done. So, the male ward, one of the best parts of the game. The male ward is split into two absolutely amazing sections. Traeger's part, and then the sprinklers. Traeger's section involves you trying to get a key in order to unlock the lift so you can go back down to the courtyard. Whilst that's going on, you've got Traeger giving you one-liners, snarky remarks, and hunting you with his saw cleaver that literally can take your head off in one go. Absolutely fantastic level design in this section, by the way, involving you crawling in vents, hiding in areas you wouldn't think to, such as toilet stalls and under beds, and you can literally see his victims that he managed to cut up and mutilate. After all this, you get the satisfaction of going into that lift and splitting Traeger in half. After this, you head down to the cafeteria and have to go into the scariest Chris Walker section in the game by far, where you need to go and turn on 2 different levers and then go and press a button to turn on the sprinklers to stop the cafeteria fire. All this while Chris is just fucking on your ass, hunting you in some really narrow corridors. The game here really makes use of the sliding in between bookcases and different objects. Whilst he can't come get you, if he's close to you while you're doing it, he will grab you. And let me tell you, I have screamed my ass off because of that. The final 2. Now, I've had to do a very big consultation, a few meetings. You know, it took me about 3 weeks to decide, a whole month maybe, because I was really thinking about the next 2 on this list. But after a month of thinking, it has to go to the underground lab.
I'm not the
has nothing to do with the fact that it's a black show. What, I can't be tired at 1 in the morning?
I tell you what, the satisfaction you get as a player watching that cutscene for the first time through, when you finally see, after Chris, the whole fucking game stalking you like a little sugar plum fairy he is, just getting absolutely decked into an event. It is the most beautiful thing going. After this, you have to go have a chat with Dr. Wernicke about how to turn off the Wall Rider's anesthesia! And then you get sent on your merry way to go do that task.
Christmas!
What follows is the longest and most intense chase of the game, with the Wall Rider constantly behind you, making sure that you can't turn off Billy's anesthesia. You're running upstairs, going through decompression pods, making sure that the Wall Rider can't get you. Slipping through barrels, it's honestly, you have to play it to understand how stressful it can be on your first playthrough. But it does lead to an amazing conclusion. Yeah, I didn't edit it. I wanted you to watch that cutscene properly to really see why I love it so much. Just the Wall Rider making you its host really completes the game. But you may be thinking, that's swell, but what makes it so impactful? Well, I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to watch another full cutscene. I know, fucking disgusting.
Becomes a host.
Jesus God, what is that thing?
The genuine elegance of leaving it up to your interpretation at the end is just brilliant in my opinion. Red barrels throughout the whole game have made it so you see everything that's going on. Nothing's hidden from you, and nothing's really left up to you to think about. But this final cutscene, after you get shot, it goes to black. You don't get to see what happens, you don't get to see a bloodbath, you don't get to see a big fight. It's left up to you what happens. And of course there's the DLC, but just the beauty, in my opinion, of not knowing what's going on and being left to you, your own imagination as to what happened after you get shot, to me just solidifies why Outlast is such a good game. But all my rambling aside, we've still got one more section to cover. You may have guessed it by now, but anyway, let's get into that. Earlier on in the video, we covered Administration Block 2, Electric Boogaloo. Well, we need to cover the first one, because it's a fucking timeless classic. When I started this video, the only thing I really knew is that this was number one, easily. The start of the game that really sets up Outlast is just phenomenal. And I know it's kind of weird that the start of the game's the best part, but you just can't beat the opening 30 minutes of this game. It is a masterclass in game design and horror. If you didn't know already, the video transition I've been using is actually the start of the game. As you roll up to Mount Massive in your car, you grab your key card, you get out, you go up through the window, and then, oh my, you find a soldier, and he's on a pike. After Bumberclot stops yapping his mouth, you go outside and you find Chris Walker, the man, the myth himself. But he's a bit stupid and he walks through a door and doesn't see you. After getting flung through a window, you get introduced to the best character ever made in modern gaming. He's brilliant, he's well written, he's sexy. That character is Father Martin.
And who are you then?
Now you've been introduced to Father Martin, you wake up and you gotta go find the security door keycard to access the front door control. You go in, you get the card, you come out, a guy in a wheelchair. And then you go into the security room, but something a little bit strange happens.
Fucked that one up that badly.
Freddy, stop being mean to me! I'm like 12!
I'm really fucking trying, Gregory, but William Afton's installed Fonzie money into my hard drive.
After Father Martin kind of screws you over a little bit, Chris Walker, the man, the myth himself, returns and he knocks down the fucking door, so you have to go hide in the locker. After hiding in the locker, he buggers off, so you have to go into a basement. Ooh, spooky.
Open the door. Wait.
Open the door.
Wait.
Open the door.
We've been trying to
Hold
contact
up.
you regarding
Wait a
your
minute.
extended
Something ain't right.
After running around the basement, turning back on the emergency generator, you run out of the basement from the guy I'm pretty sure was sent by the IRS, and go back to the security room, and a certain someone who we all know and love's waiting for you up there.
Are we still here? Just to suffer. Every night.
I'm sorry.
I can feel my leg,
I didn't want to have
my arm, even my fingers.
Not yet. There's
Body
so
I've
much
lost.
yet for you to witness.
And yeah, that's the end of administration block. And also the end of the video. I don't know how to do outros. This took me a month to make. I am never making a video this long on a phone again. iPhone XR, by the way. It does not handle this. Just remember, lick grass, kick ass, and stay in school, kids.